What's going on, my dudes? We're here for the Week 4 post-com. We fight Gryphon. I think, prior to this game, I was 0-3 against Gryphon. I always got destroyed, so it's pretty anxious for this game. But we had a very, very good matchup. They have kind of a passive team, which I'm really able to take advantage of. They have a Celesteela, Victini, Alola Ninetales, Nidoking, Vaporeon, Pangoro, Raichu, Tangela, Alolan Sandslash, Masquerain, and Giratina Origin. First thing I noticed right away about this team is it's very slow. I'm just able to take advantage of this in so many ways. I can run Adamant, Dragapult. The set Dance Darts, Phantom Force Substitute is just basically runs train all over this team. Barring something like Boots Sturdymons, the only way to revenge it is a Adamant Max Attack, Shadow Sneak from Giratina, plus a Banded Adamant Max Attack, Pangoro's Bullet Punch. So if at any time I can Dragon Dance with Dragapult, I just win the game on the spot, which is awesome. But we had to kind of take into account how I was going to do that because several of the mons were not going to let me set up for free. Victini was obviously very annoying with Glaciate or Icy Wind. Vaporeon can roar it, and a lot of annoying things can happen. So let's go over the rest of the team here. Again, my dedicated lead this game was Clefable. This set was Rocks, Counter, Wish, Protect. The plan here was to either sacrifice it to Celesteela or Victini. If Victini leads, I click Protect on turn 1 to scout for U-turn. If it's U-turn, I get Rocks up, and then I counter the incoming Celesteela, which is fine. If it's Final Gambit, I'm sashed, and I still get my Rocks up, which is a win for me. And if it's V-Create, I just counter and kill it immediately. So this is like my anti-lead Clefable for this game. That we'll see how it turned out. What was the rest of the squad? We have a mixed, kind of annoying Scissor. The goal here is just kind of pivot, be defensive, toxic the Giratina, and then roost-stall it. I didn't really have a big plan for it, so this is just kind of fill some holes here. We have a sub Tail Glow Surf Ice Beam Manaphy. This thing abuses Celesteela so badly. There's nothing it can do to break the substitute, which would give me a free sub and then a Tail Glow and would just absolutely claim something immediately. Dragapult, I explained, it just kind of broke open and swept this team. Salazzle had one job this game. It was to knock off Nidoking's Scarf, because that was what was really scary. As if it was a Scarf set, it was going to be really annoying to Salazzle, to Breloom, to Nidoking. It would outspeed and KO Clefable, Scizor, do a ton of damage to Manaphy. So the air balloons just so I wouldn't immediately die to Earth Power, and so I wouldn't die to Autotomize Celesteela's Earthquake. Toxic I would probably just click it right away, and then I would just start knocking off items. Substitute just to be annoying. The last mon was Breloom. It was a Toxic Orb, but it was a fast Breloom. What I found is that Breloom actually beat all of Gryphon's mons that were slower than it, which was Celesteela, Vaporeon, Pangoro, Tangela, and maybe Masquerain? I'm not sure. And then in any uninvested Giratina, so any uninvested mons like that. And I think it's also outsped a Victini after a speed drop from V-Create. So I could Spore it and then set up and then start being really annoying. So this set was pretty pivotal and pretty good as well. But let's go over the actual game here. I think I'm still learning how I have all these scenes set up. So like I mentioned before, I'm leading Clefable 100% here. Pangoro comes out. I'm not sure why Pangoro. I don't really know what it matches up well against here. Maybe the Dragapult. I'm not really sure. Obviously, fearing the Moonblast, I just put up my rocks. I protect, anticipating the Heavy Slam here. I just expected it to come right away, but I guess Substitute was the play, which kind of throws a wrench into the counter plan. So at this point, I'm thinking, great, how do I kind of deal with this? It's Sub-Seed, and I'm Magic Guard, so I'm actually kind of okay here. He seeds here, obviously, because if I go to Manaphy right away, which would be kind of irresponsible, then he would get the seed in before I could substitute, which would be bad. So I did anticipate this Leech Seed. So he's protected, doesn't matter. Here comes the Heavy Slam, and I think I wish here just to kind of sit here. I want to get myself in a position where I can get rid of Celesteela's sub and then immediately switch. So we get another Heavy Slam. I think I break this. I think I break here the counter. Yeah, we break here. We go into Breloom. So my plan here is I was anticipating... what was I anticipating? Another Substitute? I know he wasn't going to Heavy Slam again because... Or you know what? He might have Heavy Slammed. I think I was anticipating Heavy Slam. I actually don't remember exactly why I went Breloom here. Probably to just... so I could just Spore this thing and just stop it from being annoying. Anyways, we get our Toxic Orb activated. We get our own sub up. Well, he just slams me out of it, and we're like, kind of like, okay, whatever here. What happens here? Now I go Manaphy, because I know he's not going to click Leech Seed into my Breloom. I think that was why. Now this is where it gets very problematic for Griff. I get a sub, Leech Seed fails, and I know right now I am getting a Tail Glow and then a kill on something. So whatever he wants to sacrifice, I'm just going to take. It's going to be the Ninetales. He's going to break my sub with a Freeze Dry, and then we're just going to get a free Ninetales, which is pretty great. At the cost of a little bit of Manaphy's HP. So I'm still +3 here. Pangoro comes in afterwards, which tells me it's probably Assault Vest, which is really good for me because if he's Assault Vest, he's not Banded Bullet Punch, which makes Dragapult even scarier. I get in a ton of damage to Surf. He Circle Throws, I think, my Breloom, which was like the worst possible thing that could have been thrown out because I get HP back. We can start setting up subs or just be really annoying. Ice Punch here, whatever. I don't want to Spore it here because I would rather Spore either Nidoking or Giratina or Celesteela, actually. I think the plan was to try and Spore Celesteela. Hopefully, maybe he might have thought that he would be faster, but we'll see how that plays out. So I know he's not going to let me out with a sub, so I just kill with Drain Punch. Here comes Giratina. At this point, I really don't care about Breloom that much. And I want to say Hex did 80 to something? I'm not sure. Let me calc that real quick. Breloom. OU Subseed. Badly Poisoned. Giratina. Origin. Oh yeah, Hex did 88 to 104, but at that point I was okay with it because then I could go Scizor, or no, I could go Salazzle and then start toxicking things, which would be kind of a huge problem for him. So I click Spore, and I'm faster than it, which is really good for me because now I get up a Substitute and we can continue to be really annoying. So here I sub up again just to scout and see what he's doing. I see Psychic, so I just seed him at this point. At this point I should have seen... I kind of knew the Blue Flare was coming, but there wasn't anything... But I could have sacked Clefable here, I guess, which would have been the choice in hindsight. All Scizor did anyways was just still die. So we go to... Dragapult starts setting up. We start subbing just in case he switches. He doesn't. I'm just getting a little bit of lead sheet recovery and making sure he's in Phantom Force range. Here I click Phantom Force. I get the lead sheet recovery, which is really cool. And then we get to kill. At this point, Giratina being dead is a big problem. Or no, Giratina being slept is a huge problem because it could probably KO me with like a Shadow Ball and a Shadow Sneak. So he's forced to go Celesteela. I know it can't kill me with anything, so I Dragon Dance here, and this basically seals the game. Heavy Slam, Z-Ghost, which dealt like 99% minimum. What a crazy mon this is. And I would know, even Nidoking hanging out in the back, because he held it in the back for so long, like I was so paranoid it was Scarf, that's why I wanted to dance there, and plus I needed the +1 to kill Celesteela, so even if he's Scarf, I'm fast as hell, he just dies, and then Giratina meets the same unfortunate fate. And that's going to be a 5-0. So it's really, really cool. Good game to Griff. There wasn't a whole lot to be done after the Giratina was asleep, but you know, that's just how it goes. And hopefully I'll see you back for my Week 5 match. We're playing KVN, and I think it's going to be a really tough game as well. I think he's got a really, really good team, and definitely is capable of destroying me. But we'll see. Thanks for watching.